So a common, uh, or a couple of common red flags actually that we see are here. So if you spot these in your AI project, in your initiative, they are worth addressing immediately because they will eventually come back to bite you at scale. So the first one is having no clear success criteria. And this usually happens when a team is building a POC just to kind of see what's possible, but they never define what success looks like. Is success a certain accuracy score? Is it a business metric improvement? Is it a stakeholder saying, yes, I trust this, I'm excited about this? It can be many different things, but I think if the criteria are vague or they're purely technical, then it becomes impossible to make a go, no-go decision when the POC wraps. And actually, even worse, it becomes really easy for stakeholders to retroactively decide, hey, this wasn't good enough, even if the model or the application technically worked. The second one that we see a lot of is misalignment with business strategy. So a lot of the most sophisticated AI models that we've seen never really went anywhere because they weren't solving a priority problem. And maybe it was because it was interesting initially from a data science perspective. Maybe it was fun to build. But if the outcome doesn't map to a business priority, which is something that execs care about, then let's say it's driving growth or efficiency or differentiation, then it is going to struggle to get attention. And it will struggle likely to get funding and adoption. So AI projects that are scaling, they're almost always tied to strategic initiatives and not just cool ideas, as it were. Third one here is being tech-led without product thinking. This one is super important because a lot of early AI work starts in the hands of either business owners or sometimes in the hands of data scientists or machine learning engineers. And that's really great. But without that product thinking layer between the two, you're going to end up with what we call outputs instead of outcomes. So when you're building in fact, it actually just means that you end up building a model instead of an application. So let's say you're generating predictions as your outcome, but let's say that the interface isn't intuitive and there's just too large of an adoption barrier. You end up optimizing really for more technical metrics instead of considering the user experience and saying, okay, who is the user? What decision are they trying to make? How does this fit into their workflow? What happens after prediction? These are all product questions that need to be asked in this example, and they need to be asked early. So a big difference there between being tech-led and product-led. And then the fourth one here is just around planning beyond the pilot phase. And this is probably the most common red flag. It's when a team is building a POC and then it hits a wall because no one has planned for what comes next. So what infrastructure does this need? Who owns the retraining pipeline? What happens if performance drops? Is it compliant? Is it integrated? If there's no roadmap for what happens after it works, then the POC just becomes kind of this final point instead of the first step.